This is Rauna Nambinga. Rauna Nambinga is a Namibian woman of the Awambo descent. She was born on the 15th of May 1950 at Okadiva, northern Namibia, and is a nurse. Rauna is one of the Namibian women who had endured South African police brutality in jail. She was quoted during the session of International Commission of Inquiry into Crimes of the Racist and Apartheid Regimes in Southern Africa in saying, "I was first arrested at Engela Hospital by the CID police and taken to Ogongo detention camp. The police asked if I give medicine and money to the freedom fighters of SWAPO, which I denied. On September 24, 1975, I was taken to Ondangwa prison. The police asked me to tell them about the people who killed a puppet, a so-called minister of Ovambo homeland, Philemon Eliphas, in August 1975. I answered that I don't know them. The police then said I was one of them, and if I continued to hide information, I would never be freed. I was taken to a room with many pictures of dead people on the wall, and was told one of them was my brother, whom I must identify. From Ondangwa, I was transferred to Windhoek Central Prison, where I was kept in solitary confinement for a month. Then police started interrogation again. I was taken to a room where there were snakes. I was told that if I was not going to agree and start telling the truth, I was going to be bitten by those snakes. One man came with plastic gloves on both hands and fetched one snake and came with it towards me. I was in great panic, but I was ordered not to make any funny move. Then the man with the snake came just close to me and placed the head of the snake on my left ear. I felt pain which I could not tell exactly, whether it was the snake biting me or some instrument used on my body. I spent more than 4 hours in that snake room. When I was taken out, I immediately fell down unconscious, but I was pulled up to the office, and the police continued to order me to stand on my feet. On the first day of her trial, on February 13th, Nambinga was asked by the judge whether she was a member of SWAPO and why she joined. She said, she joined SWAPO in 1973 at Engela because SWAPO is fighting for the interest of the people and the liberation of the country. The judge said they had evidence that she had connections with people outside Namibia to whom she had given money and other assistance. She then answered that she did give money to people who are now outside Namibia. The money was to help Namibian refugees. Nambinga was sentenced on the 12th of May, 1976 to 7 years in prison. She was immediately transferred to Windhoek prison. On July 16th, she was taken to Kroonstad, where she served her sentence until the 13th of March, 1977. She was arrested again on the 15th of July, 1980, by the South African military police, and taken to Oshakati prison, and was interrogated again. A rope was tied around my neck and pulled. I fell down unconscious. Then when I woke up, I was in a pool of blood and realized that I had broken my jaw and blood was running. I asked for a doctor, but I was told I was not going to be given one until I told the truth. From there, I was taken to a different cell where I was kept with a 19-year-old girl, Nailineke Namweya. On the 23rd of October 1980, I was taken by a truck to an unknown destination blindfolded, covered with a blanket, so that I could not know even the direction in which we were heading, but imagined I could see that we were going towards the south, and we went up to a distance that could be between Sumeb and Otavi. I was taken to prison and the cell was very small, but we were ordered that even when inside the cell, we must not remove the blankets. I was found one morning without that blanket by a policeman who came into my cell. Then he told me that I had committed a serious crime because I was not allowed to see anything in that place. I told him that these rules were not introduced to us upon our arrival, so I didn't know anything about that. Then I was tied up again as punishment, this time hanging and my head facing the ground, and I was beaten and warned not to remove that blanket again from my head for the whole 1 month and 2 weeks. I was given water only 2 times to wash my body, but I was subjected to beating almost every morning and afternoon, until the 10th of November, when I was taken out. I was told to forget about going back home. I was told that we were going to Walvis Bay. I was informed by the police who brought me there that I was going to work in the hospital at Swakopmund. Then they changed their minds. After that, they said they had found better work for me, and not in the hospital, but in the supermarket called Vermin and Brock. They kept on beating me, but I could not move my body. Then I was taken to a military hospital, which was on the nearest military base. I was examined immediately by the doctor, and he told me that I was seriously injured in my head, and my eardrum had burst, and my left kidney was seriously injured. So he gave me tablets to take immediately there, and some to take with me. Upon our arrival, the two policemen who took me to the hospital ordered me to surrender my tablets to them. They told me that they would give me my tablets whenever I needed them, but this was not the case. I asked for the tablets, and I was told I was not going to be given the tablets. The fifth day I was called to the office, put back to the electrical torture again. This time I was tortured from 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 noon. Then in the afternoon, I was taken back to the office and a small chain that looked like a necklace was put around my neck. My whole neck started itching so terribly that I thought it was going to be cut off. On the 17th of October, 1980, I was taken to Oshakati military base where I was given a tent alone, and I was told not to talk to anybody there. Rauna Nambinga is currently 73 years old.